Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here. We're going to do another kind of quick reading today. Just getting a look at the energy. Tomorrow, we're going to do a special reading where we look at how the full moon eclipse in Pisces is going to affect the energy. Wow, right away, you're getting a flipper. And I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to use some special decks and just dive right in and really take a look at it. Wow. Wow. 3 major arcana, Pisces. Wow. Pisces. I don't know if this is you. I don't know if this is your person. I don't know if this is the dance between you. But on the bottom of the deck, we have the minor arcana of the 5 of Swords, conflict and defeat. This is where our own mind sort of has its way with us. This is where we... kind of let our mind take us where our mind wants to take us. You know, we sort of let our brain go unchecked, and it can lead us into a lot of despair. It can lead us into some pretty dark places, and we sometimes forget and give our power away like that to ourselves, to our own mind, to our ego, without kind of realizing it, without reminding ourselves that the one thing that we do get to control in this life are our thoughts, and the way that we allow them to affect us, or the way that we allow them to sort of run unchecked. A big part of awareness and awakeness and wokeness and, you know, whatever it is that you want to say, and I'm not talking about the political term, I'm talking about the spiritual terms. This comes from a space of being the awareness. It's like, just to give that further, you know, because we talk about it a lot, and sometimes, you know, we're not all sort of talking about the same thing. So just to give that a further kind of explanation or definition, you know, I think Muji is one of the master teachers of this through guided meditation and through his satsangs. And I heard him say once that it is, you know, the knife can cut many things, but the knife cannot cut itself. The eye can see many things, but the eye cannot see itself. The scale can weigh many things, but it cannot weigh itself. That is the awareness. If you allow yourself to really let your mind kind of shut down, and it's not even shutting it down, it's just letting your thoughts go, just releasing them, not following them, not holding on to them, not allowing them to sort of prevail in the moment, but to just acknowledge that they're there and you release them. You start to see your thoughts, and you start to realize that you are not your thoughts, and that your thoughts are not necessarily true, and that it is your choice whether you keep going on the path of thinking those thoughts, or if you want to change your mind and therefore change your life. You know, you are the awareness. You are the knife that cannot cut itself. You are the eye that cannot see itself. You are the scale that cannot weigh itself. That is you. That is your spirit. That is your being. That is the part of you that goes beyond the physical body. And that is what I see here. We're freeing ourselves from this mental trials and tribulations of life. And when you enter into that realm, you know, when you relax into that consciousness and the experience of being the awareness, and people spend their entire lives working on this, just working on releasing thoughts, working on releasing this kind of programmed obsessive like connection to ourself, to our physical body, to our physical presence. And the thing is, like, I said this is not going to be a long reading, and then here we are talking about Muji and being the awareness. Well, because you keep getting temperance in your energies, and temperance is a beautiful energy, and deeply spiritually, you know, when I meditate on the energy of temperance, it is this energy of being the awareness, of being able to see how everything works together and how everything can work in your favor, and how it is your choice to stay grounded and centered through whatever comes your way. If you take on this energy with discipline and with awareness, whatever's coming at you, you have the capacity to maintain the sense of being the pillar of consciousness in your own life and not allowing the things outside of you to have such a profound effect on you and to kind of push you down this path of thinking that kind of really hurts you and kind of takes you further away from the sense of peace and from the sense of balance in your life. And we see that here with the devil, right? This is the tester. This is the trial by fire, you know, kind of energy of, you know, but you have this habit, but you have this programmed into you, and it's so easy to fall back into this energy of, you know, I mean, at its extreme, obsessive thinking, you know, getting stuck on a thought and just ruminating on it over and over and over again, right? But where does the devil energy take us? When we just allow ourselves to run unbridled in that energy, it takes us down. It takes our vibration down. It lowers everything about us. So when we remember that we always have the option of temperance, that we always have this space that we can return to where we are the observer of the thought, where we are not the thought itself, where we don't have to get carried away and sucked in and pulled into it and lose our own control and our own sense of balance and well-being to it, you know? And before we were ever introduced to the energy of the devil, we possessed the energy of temperance. We were born in that state. We were born in that natural state. It is also interesting because I am picking up very heavily here on the fact that this is Sagittarius and Capricorn, and I am being reminded that I want to do a 3-month reading for Pisces. This does feel like a heavy emphasis on this time frame. I am also getting with Sagittarius, you know, you are connected to the energy of Sagittarius in a way, because you do share a ruling planet of Jupiter, and there's almost, it almost feels that possibly in Sagittarius season you will have this opportunity, it feels like, to balance out or to come home or to sort of like really live in that awareness or live in the peace of your own kind of pillar of consciousness, like not be, to be strong and to be sort of unshakable. It's not that challenges won't come or that thoughts won't come or that the opportunity to slip into old routines or patterns won't be there, but it feels that there is this opportunity to constantly return to yourself. So I don't know, it could be that there are going to be planetary placements or something. I have no idea what's going on with Jupiter at all, but like it may even be related to where Jupiter is or what's happening with Jupiter. If any of you are astrologically inclined, you might want to look into it, because we also have the Wheel of Fortune, another, you know, Jupiterian energy. And this is telling me that, you know, it's almost like I feel, you know, you have the opportunity to sort of become the rudder of your ship here. Like to dig in and to say, I'm going in this direction. And it's like the universe is listening. The universe is like, okay, you know, choose your direction here, Pisces. And this is, you know, what you think about, you bring about. And so it is heavily reliant on your ability to sort of, you know, be the awareness And I hope that that makes sense. I hope it does. If not, and you want further something, let me know and I'll send you Mooji's way. Mooji. Something's coming together, Pisces. You got a soulmate connection, a profound and timeless bond. Oh my gosh. Pisces. 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 I cannot even believe these cards. Okay, with the Temperance, you have soulmate connection. A profound and timeless bond links you to your soulmate. This connection transcends lifetimes, bringing a sense of familiarity, comfort, and deep unconditional love. So Pisces, you want to remain calm. You want to remain calm. And part of that is just trusting the universe and trusting everything to unfold exactly as it's meant to. Maintaining that balance between emotion and stability and strength. And trust, and just, you have done the work. And, if something begins to trigger you, or something begins to bring up fear, or, cause your mind to race, it's an opportunity for you to breathe, to connect to the moment, and to say, okay, I can actually control my thoughts. I don't have to go here if I don't want to. And if this thought is not in my highest and best good, then I release it. I let it go. I observe it. I say hi, and I allow it to pass on by. I don't let it unpack. I don't let it stay. I just let it go. This is not the moment for ruminating on a thought. This is not the moment for letting fear, even the temptation to resort back to an old way of dealing with things. This is not that time. This is the time to stay in your strength and to stay balanced and to stay calm and to sort of prioritize that kind of over everything else. There is something big here coming together for you. I can feel it. And it is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. That balance and harmony that you create within you is something that is going to be reflected outside of you. And it does feel like there's at least one soulmate coming towards you. To buoy, it feels like, this energy. Then your Devil is clarified by the soulmate union energy, and it says, you are united with your soulmate in a deep and loving connection. This union brings a sense of completeness, joy, mutual support that enriches your life. Now, with the Devil, there can be this energy where if you have found yourself in codependent relationships in the past, or you've been, really looking at your attachment style and trying to work on it, this connection may sort of bring up this propensity to do things a certain way, or a way that you have done things a lot in the past. And it's just, this soulmate union is almost sort of reminding you. It says, this union brings a sense of completeness, of joy, of mutual support that enriches your life. This isn't something that, is your flotation device. This isn't something that, like, I can't be happy unless I have this. Those thoughts and those feelings and that way of being is codependent, and it's not healthy, and it creates imbalances, and it destroys everything that it touches. Nothing can exist in a positive way with that kind of pressure and that kind of imbalance. It just can't, not in this universe. The universe doesn't support it, okay? It's always going to be toxic. It's always going to be messed up. It's always going to be up and down. It's not going to be okay. So when you are the pillar of consciousness, the pillar of balance, the pillar of, yes, I feel these emotions, but I'm also grounded and centered in myself. You know, I have read you Kaloga Baran from the Prophet a few times, and you know, maybe I should do it again here because there are always new viewers, and it is one of the most profoundly true things ever about how to be in a relationship. And here it is. I'm going to read it to you. It's, if you're interested, if this really resonates with you and you want to read it again for yourself, it's Khalil Gibran from the Prophet, and it's on marriage. And it says, fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each of you be alone, even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together, for the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadows. It is just, that is so profound to me, and I just think that that is absolutely true. That is how we cultivate a healthy connection with another person. And I'm so grateful that those words were written, because I had no other map myself but those words and my husband. And I'm thankful. I'm just thankful for those words. So take what resonates, leave the rest always. But it's just a really good idea to even check in with yourself. How am I doing? You know, am I giving my power away to this connection, or am I maintaining this power and singing, you know, and dancing in this space, this shared space? You have destiny here, which is the Wheel of Fortune energy, and it's being clarified by love's embrace. Embrace the love that surrounds you and feel this warmth. This loving energy brings comfort, joy, and a sense of security to your relationship. And on the bottom of the deck, you guys, you have divine union. Your union is blessed and supported by the divine. This sacred connection brings peace, joy, and a deep sense of purpose to your relationship. So this is an intense connection. I do feel, and keep in mind in general readings, timelines are never completely accurate. They may be accurate for some, for a few, for many. It's hard to say, but I do get a sense of time frame, because, and I think this is like multiple times I've gotten the sense of time frame of Sagittarius to Capricorn season, and we are going to do a 3-month reading, so we will get a deeper look at that. I'll try to do that this week. But we have just a pretty beautiful energy coming in here. And it does feel with the 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, the emphasis is, the emphasis is to, even, it's like in this card, you can see this person is like going down, right? But you can see these like almost like ghostly figures going up. We always have the chance to sort of reverse this and go towards the light. We don't have to go where our mind takes us. We don't have to give in to thought, you know, and the more we release thought as it comes, the less control and the less power it has over us, and the more we become the awareness. It is a practice, you know? So I offer you that. I think guided meditation, I think especially Muji's guided meditations, but I think guided meditation is one of the best ways to learn how to get separation between yourself and your thoughts, and then to be able to then eventually release them. It may not happen all at once, right? And we're all very different, and so not everything that works for me is going to work for you. Wow, holy moly. Pisces, your cards are off the chain. What in the world? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Pisces, I just can't right now. Oh my God, with the King of Swords again. Some of you are dealing with an air sign, or some of you may have strong air in your chart, but beyond that, beyond the scope of zodiac and all of that, I feel just the sense of learning how to master the thoughts. You got the Four of Swords and the King of Swords with that freaking Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck. It's getting space. It's allowing there to be separation between you and your story. You know, we all have that story. You know mine. I tell it on here all the time. I use it as an example. But I'm not still actively participating in it, although they say, you know, the best is to just completely release the story. You don't need a story. You don't need a narrative. You get to be who you are right now in the present moment, and that is all that matters. And, you know, I always feel like, you know, we're walking each other home, and the goal of my channel and the goal of me even doing this is to walk home together with all of you, you know, and to share this experience, you know. But the more we separate from these thoughts, or from our, like, this identity that we've created for ourselves, or that was created for us by other people who may or may not have had our best interest at heart, but certainly did not know more about life than us, and certainly 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000% did not know more about our life and what we need from life, or what we're here to do, than we do, you know. The more we separate, the more we keep that away from us, the more we, you know, our own being, our own awareness, are true to our own spirit and to that which is greater than what can be seen or felt here in this material realm. Not to get too deep, but the better we are, the calmer we are, the more at peace we are. And it just feels better, right? And it's something that we can all do for ourselves. We all have this power. This is not rocket scientry, and it's actually the simplest of the simple of the simple. But you have the Ace of Cups and the Lovers, Pisces. And even with this, the moment I saw this Lotus, you know, I love lotuses, and I've shared with you, I'm sure, a few times about why. But another thing, and Muji also tells this story, is that no matter how much rain comes, the lotus always floats on top. It never gets sucked under. It never, you know, the rain never floods the lotus. The lotus always manages to rise, to the water line. And yet it's rooted in the mud at the bottom, you know? And that is something that, you know, how do you explain that? You know, how is that? But that is like being the awareness. It keeps you above, it keeps you from flooding. It keeps you from taking on unnecessary things. That's the purpose. That's why it's worth working toward. That's why it's worth doing. You have the Lovers here, a choice, a soulmate, a brand new divinely given opportunity at love. And it's all opportunities of connection with another person, I feel like, really boil down to the connection with ourselves, and in our ability to maintain our sense of peace and our sense of calm in relation to the other person. And when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to abandonment, when it comes to you know, I'm having feelings for you that are taking me to a place where I'm feeling very vulnerable. Our thoughts and our ego always want to come in and always want to start messing with us. And so when we learn to kind of, I don't want to say like protect ourselves from that energy, but when we learn that we are the master of that energy, that we are actually in control of that energy, and that we can actually avoid it, we can actually not have those experiences and get involved in that. And I'm not saying like you feel like someone keeps standing you up, or not calling you back or whatever, and your instinct is telling you, oh, they've got someone else on the side, to ignore that thought. That's not what I'm saying at all. If someone's treating you like that, do you deserve to be treated like that? No. So why would you be tolerating that, period? You see what I'm saying? It's we complicate things. We say, oh my God, but it's so complicated. And yeah, there are things that are complicated, but what made them complicated? It's actually usually your own mind. It's actually usually the mind that complicates what is a simple experience. When you are the awareness, all of life is out in front of you. It's not all mixed in and messed up and entangled and but this, but that, but da 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 da. No, there's none of that. It's crystal clear. It's all just like, okay, and our fears and our illusions and our justifications and our reasoning and the tricks that our mind plays on us, that really come a lot of times from places of programming, trauma, and wounding. They can't touch us, because we're the awareness. We see all of it. And we choose what to allow to affect us or what we allow to come in. You see how he has the sword in one hand with wheat in it? Wheat is a symbol of abundance. Wheat is a symbol of that crop, of the result of the work, of putting the seed in, of fertilizing it, of seeing it come to complete fruition. This is someone who is in control. This is someone who has mastered their own mind. Wow. The energy that I'm picking up on with this devil, in our mind, we also have this propensity for fantasy. I saw a meme the other day, and it was the cutest, most adorable thing. It had Pisces and Libra, and it was, I don't totally remember. It was like they were hugging or something, and they were like, Libra loving Pisces because they entertain or they can go there with the fantasy or whatever, because Libras are known for that too. We have a very active thought. We're an air sign. We have a very active kind of like thought zone, mental body. And with the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands, there is ego in that equation for sure, with all the wands. But it's also like, I want to get what I want, and I want to see everybody's face when I do. I want to, it's not even about like, I want what I want and I'm manifesting it and I'm attracting it. It's, I want what I want, I'm manifesting it and I'm attracting it, and I'm also imagining how other people will react when I'm successful here. That's a very dangerous and slippery slope, because that's when our ego is interfering with our manifestation. It isn't about what it is in relation to anyone else. Like when it starts to be about that, it starts to become about the other person. We're almost giving the other person the power of our manifestation. You know what I mean? We're playing into some other hand. We're not playing into the hand that we think we're playing into. It's almost like akin to, I'm going to give you something because I expect something in return. Like once you give someone something, you've given it. Like, you don't have any say in what they do with it, and you don't have any say if they ever repay it or return it. It's a gift. So it's kind of like that in the way that manifesting and then kind of allowing yourself to think, oh, the look on that person's face, or, oh, the recognition I'm going to receive for finally being the one that comes out on top, or finally the one that's victorious, or finally the one that gets what they want. You know what I mean? And so we see this energy of the Nine of Pentacles with the Four of Cups. And this is that energy of, really being grounded in your own power. And with the Four of Cups, it's almost like coming from a space of humility where you have been disappointed, you have been let down, you haven't forgotten the energy of that, but you also know, with that Wheel of Fortune energy next to it especially, that things will always change, and that you have lost enough to know that you're ready for a win. You have lost enough and learned enough from the losing, and have gotten yourself to a place of stability and strength in your own life where you are confident that you are using the law of attraction, or that it isn't even about using the law of attraction, you are embodying the law of attraction. Like, you are in and of itself able to see the ways in which things are materializing that prove to you that you have kind of earned your spot here. In other words, you may not have gotten all the flashy wins that you wanted to get. You may have been disappointed a lot along the way. You know, it may have even been that, like, you know, you were with someone who cheated on you, or you were with someone who, it was like a shot to your pride even, or a shot to your ego even, but you maintained, you stayed grounded, you stayed centered, you remembered that energy of temperance. You didn't allow yourself to go down the path of like, I'm so embarrassed, I'm so humiliated, this is so full of shame. It's not your shame, it's not your embarrassment, it's not your humiliation. It never was. It was always the person who did it. It's theirs. I just was actually talking to one of my friends, and she was telling me that we were together when the Casey Anthony verdict came out, and like in Florida, I don't know, maybe it's like this everywhere, but it was just so freaking shocking. And she got a news alert on her phone at that time and told me, and she had just seen a story where Casey Anthony is having an affair with some married man, and he's leaving his wife and his 2 kids of like 20 years to be with her. And I mean, you know, whatever. So she was just telling me about it, because she said, every time I see Casey Anthony in the news, I always think that, oh, I was with you, you know, me when that happened. So anyway, it's not that, and she was saying, you know, you always look at the picture of the wife, and the wife is like gorgeous, she said. And so and she was like, you know, it's just crazy to me. Like, why would this guy do this? Like 20 years of marriage, and, you know, he's got a beautiful family, and he's giving it up for Casey Anthony. And so anyway, I'm just saying all of this to be able to use names, but as a way of painting this picture, it's not that wife. The shame and the embarrassment does not belong to that wife. It belongs to that husband. Like, that wife can hold her head up high. She honored her oath. She honored her commitment. She honored who she was and what she was about. That shame belongs to that husband. And it doesn't even really belong to Casey Anthony. She doesn't have any oaths to anybody here. You know, it belongs to that husband. And, you know, if you know, whatever, but it's like, oftentimes people will try to get you to take on those heavy duty feelings, because that's what they're running from. It's actually, you know, something that is living within them. That shame, that burden, that guilt, that weight, that heaviness is living within them. And their behavior is a reflection of that. But because society has us programmed to this way of like, if you can't keep your man, or if you can't, you know, like whatever the case may be, you know, it sort of falls back on the person that is completely innocent in the situation, or the person that did not make these choices. And why would that person hold the shame? Why would that person hold the guilt? And so I was like, I had this big, long, drawn out conversation with my friend, and that's sort of like this way I have this feeling of something that's sort of happening here, of just when once we start to experience life in that way, or someone does something like that to us, oftentimes just our human reaction is, like, revenge would be sweet, or, being the one who actually in the end ends up winning would be the ultimate sort of revenge. And they say, right, that a life well lived is the best revenge. And that is so often the case. I mean, and it really is. But that doesn't come from seeking revenge. That comes from this. And that comes from day in and day out, putting the work in and becoming that frequency, becoming that energy, not in relation to anything else, just in relationship to the self. It has nothing to do with these other people. It comes in saying, I'm not carrying your shame. I'm not carrying your guilt. You got to do that work for yourself. I'm over here. I've done my work and I'm strong. And this is where we're living the life well lived. And this is where we are at one of our most attractive states possible to everyone. And it is where we have overcome any power of this. We've overcome any power of feeling rejected, or feeling less than, or feeling unwanted, or feeling unseen or unheard. This right here, we're giving it all to ourselves. We don't need anything external to validate it. We have it all here ourselves. And we don't need any publicity or any public victory to say, oh, wow, look at Pisces. Pisces actually ended up winning, or Pisces actually ended up on top. We don't need that. We are quietly and calmly possessing it here ourselves, very humbly, from the lessons that we have learned and what we have had to overcome. Ace of Pentacles. You have two aces here. A solid and stable new beginning coming in. Why? Because this is the energy we're in. This is the frequency that we're attracting. Is it with the past person? Maybe, maybe not. Damn. Oh my gosh. So Pisces, wow. Oh wow. Holy moly. Yeah, the Seven of Wands is a very powerful energy. Like on one end of the spectrum, it's saying like, I can block anything. I can block all this energy. But when we create blockages in one place, we're creating blockages across the board. We can't just block one little thing and expect that that's not going to have ramifications other places. Here with the Seven of Wands, there's an empowered sense of, I have the capacity to take on whatever life brings to me. I have no need to live a small life out of fear. I am transformed. I have no need to live a petty life, or to live a life where I am seeking attention, or I am seeking validation. With the Seven of Wands, it's like, I am here. I have earned my spot. I have overcome my challenges and my obstacles. I am standing my ground. I will not take on other people's lower vibrational energy. I'm just too advanced for that at this point, really, is what I'm getting. And with the Death card, this is allowing that transformation to really happen, to really take root. With the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, this is like, I know what I desire. I know that I possess, within me, everything that I need to achieve it, to get it, to go for it. And therefore, I'm choosing that path. I'm choosing this now. And, when it comes to love, there's a song by Robin, R-O-B-Y-N, and it's called Love Like I've Never Been Hurt Before, or Love Like You've Never Been Hurt Before, or something like that. I used to play it all the time in New York when I was up there working. And I'm getting that song right here. And there is this sense of, going after what you desire with the innocence of a page, with the innocence of someone who has never, who can't be shaken because they don't know the possible heartbreak. But in this case, it is someone who can't be shaken because they know they have already overcome all possible heartbreaks. And instead of it killing them, you know, with the Death card, it has transformed them into someone who's capable of manifesting what they really want, bringing it down from the ethers into reality. And with the Four of Wands there as your last card, this is a really strong energy of connection, of relationship, of something that could be very long lasting, could be marriage. You do have the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Four of Wands all very visible right here. So 3, 4, so that's talking about our foundation. I feel you do have a relationship that is coming in that could definitely be like foundational for you, or could be the basis of, you know, a lot in your life. This is also the Four of Wands right now here is reminding me of that Khalil Gibran that I just read to you. You know, let the pillars stand close but not too close. You know, the oak and the cypress grow together but not in each other's shadow. I don't know, but take it as it resonates to you. Okay, I'm gonna get you guys some messages. If you're dealing with a water sign, unavailable, this person is unable to give you all you deserve. Unplug, working less will help strengthen your relationships. Lesson, this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. I feel so happy with you. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you are getting strictly sexual. This connection is passionate but not enduring. I don't want to let you go. I am in a committed relationship. Do I still have a chance? If you are dealing with earth sign, you broke my heart. Finding out the truth crushed me. Don't dismiss the red flags here. Detach with love to clearly see the truth, and you already know the answers that you seek. Okay, and if you're dealing with an air sign, wait, the timing is not quite right. I bury myself in work to forget you. You've learned the spiritual lesson. Does this situation align with your values and morals? I love you, and you are the best thing in my life. Pisces, this is what I have for you today. I really hope that it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. I'm very excited about the reading tomorrow for your full moon in Pisces. I may be doing something on the membership channel as well, just to try to like maximize that energy and connect with you guys. I haven't connected in a minute. So anyway, I'm sending you off with all my very best. Always, 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 Pisces. Until next time, bye-bye.